Hello and welcome back to Dymin and Lance with Lance Lynn sometimes. Say hi, Lance.
Hello.
Lance is here with us today. It is still the off season technically,
Yes.
but we haven't been podcasting in like a month. It's been the longest month of my life, truthfully. January was the longest month.
Got a lot going on.
Yes, but we're back and we're better than ever.
That's true.
Yeah. You want to give us a little update of everything that's gone on in our lives this past month? Where we left you, I was having leg surgery.
That happened.
That went well. I still have a leg.
She still has her leg, so we're
I
good
do.
there.
Then the holidays happened.
Christmas was wild.
Yeah.
Kids came out great.
As
no
always.
surprise.
As they always do, like little bandits.
It took us a month to go through all their toys
Truthfully.
that they got.
What else happened to us?
We went on a trip.
We went on a trip.
Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Beautiful country if no one's ever been.
Country?
Country. It's out in the country, not
Okay,
it's
but
its
it's
own
you
country.
made it sound like it was a different
It
country.
is
all in
beautiful
itself.
country. Snowmobiling, skiing. We didn't ski.
No, we're not skiers.
No.
One time it took me 2 hours to get down to Bunny Hill when I went to Breckenridge to visit my brother. And I was being lapped by children, like 5-year-old children. So
Start young. Figure to ski.
honestly, yeah, like we need to get our kids on skis or something so that they're not terrible, because it was really embarrassing for me. And my mom, so me and my mom always have like these little competitions because for whatever reason, she has this like an amazing amount of confidence in herself that I truly don't understand. And I'm not saying that she's not like a really cool person or anything like that, but she really thinks that she will always be an expert at something that she's never done. So it's like everything is a competition between her and I. Ping pong. Anyways, we went to Breckenridge like a few years ago to visit my brother. And she was like, I'm going to be a better skier than you. Tell me why. She walked down the hill and tried to convince one of the guys that it was an emergency and she needed to be helicoptered down the hill. So I finished it, but it took me like 2 hours. She just walked down. So
carried the skis down.
Carried the skis down. Her and Barry, my stepdad. My stepdad fell off of the lift and had to, he was trying to get off of it, or maybe on it, and just like face planted. And then, they had to stop the whole lift for him to get back up, which took a while. And
It's always that one guy.
yeah, so that's why I didn't want to ski again.
I've never been on skis in my life, so I'm too old.
You had a little bit of, you thought you were going to try it there for a second.
I did. I was thinking about it. I think if I was retired, I would have gave it hell, but I'm not. So no need to snap anything in January before the season.
That's true. I also feel like I might like catch the ick watching him try and ski.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not cute.
the only time I've ever actually seen skiing was there in Jackson Hole. So
we got to talk about Jackson Hole for a second, because as much as we loved it,
people were judging you.
it was weird.
They were
Okay,
judging
so
you.
maybe it was me. Maybe I was the problem, because we went for our 5th wedding anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
We like to go on a trip once a year, just the two of us. I'm thinking snow. I get to be a little snow bunny for 4 days, right? I get to wear my fur coats that I don't normally get to wear here, which I did get to wear here. So that's another story. We'll get to that in just a second. So I purchased all these like Western winter outfits with the fur and the hats and everything. Not a damn person wore anything like that. Like even a little bit. It was just me in this whole resort, right? And not only did I not look like everybody else, but people were outwardly like,
she's not from here.
this bitch. Like I felt so uncomfortable. It was so awkward. It was weird. So
Yeah. So after day 1.5, we had to put the fur coat up and we were good to go.
And it was like -4 degrees. It's like, why is it weird that a woman is wearing and it was faux fur. I fed my chickens in it before. I singed my little hairs on my arm because I had to take, that's another thing. Here I go. It's been really cold here, and like farm animals are really cool and fun, right? Yeah. I was so excited this summer. We had the best summer. It was so much fun. Forgot about wintertime. Forgot wintertime even happened when I was buying all of these animals, right? So what I did not know was that my water was going to be turned off for the winter over there in our little farm area. So I have to like walk water over there like I'm on the freaking Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they had to do.
Wasn't ready for that. Did that not make sense?
It did.
So the water freezes, so you have to take hot water over there. So I would just like fill up my kettle and I would go and melt the water everywhere. So yeah. So we had a whole week of like blizzard, sheets of ice, all that stuff. Our kids were home an extra week. They had a 2-week Christmas break and then a week-long snow break, which was not a break. It was not snow days because of e-learning. Mm-hmm. So me and my 5-year-old almost killed each other and fought every day because she did not want to write the letter A 17 times in a row.
Extra snow week was interesting.
Yeah.
We had no power for her, most of it.
Yeah. Our brand new generator blew up.
Mm-hmm.
So we had no power.
Yeah, we had to use a tractor to bring a generator up the hill because nothing else could bring it up the hill because of the ice ruined it.
It's so much deeper than that. Okay. We knew our generator was about to go out because our lights were flickering like it was a rave in here. Literally. Like we turned them off the whole entire time because they were just like this and like I was going to have a seizure. Okay. So we turned our lights off. As we said, our kids have been home all this week, whatever. They were supposed to go back to school. Our generator finally blows and the lights go out at like what, 5 o'clock?
At night, yeah.
Which is fine. Like
we're good.
The kids have their iPads, all that stuff. When it gets time for bedtime, Lance is taking Judge he always gives his sisters night-night kisses before he goes. Oh, man. He tilts him down to kiss Rumor. And for reasons unknown, he projectile vomits on her face.
Yep.
Okay?
Ugh.
So he runs him to the bathroom, still puking. We can't turn on a light. We have no idea where this puke has landed. It's all over Rumor. She's like trying not to do it too.
She did it.
And then we have no hot water in the shower. So she refuses to get in a cold shower. I'm like, please just jump in, just rinse off. She refuses to do that. So I've got my little phone flashlight trying to get towels to wipe off Rumor completely before bedtime, before she has to get in her bed.
Yeah.
So it was just like the biggest shit show.
All 3 kids puked at that time. Lively was trying not to puke.
Yeah.
But then end up puking in the closet.
Yeah.
Because she didn't know where to go.
Yeah. So then eventually everyone ended up going to sleep.
Yes.
Ended up in our bed.
Yep.
And then for some reason, our alarm went off at 4:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. Guess who slept through it?
Me.
I have no idea how. There's lights flashing just like from our monitor in our bedroom. It is so loud, like the piercing sound that like would send a dog crazy. Like it was so loud. And Lance is just like,
oh.
I was like, bro, I'm like hitting him with pillows, like wake up, something's happening, right? Mm-hmm. And because the power is not actually on, we can't turn it off. Mm-hmm. For like 30 minutes, we're like trying to figure out how to turn it off. You're going to the downstairs one. You're going to the one over there. We have like 3 different screens.
Yeah, switch left.
None of them will turn off. We tried to call our company, which is supposed to call us whenever our alarm is going off.
Yeah.
They never did. So I was expecting like the police to show up at any minute, but they couldn't get up our driveway because it was a sheet of ice. So we're trying to call the company thinking that they could turn it off. They don't open till 6 a.m. and it's 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was a whole weird thing. It really wasn't going off, but because it had no power, it
was like a backup battery.
Backup battery and the things were, I don't know, malfunction.
I almost beat it, but then I was like, think about your actions. Think about your actions. Yeah. So that was 1 week of our lives.
Yeah. So we just got up and left. Went to grandparents' house at 4:30 in the morning.
House. And then we left the snow to go to the snow in Jackson Hole and be disrespected for wearing a damn fur coat.
Yes.
Yep. So
that sums it up.
I just sum it up. Moving right along. Would you like to talk about baseball?
Sure. What do you want to talk about? The fact that spring training's in 2 weeks, I don't have a job?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, spring training's in 2 weeks. It starts, and I don't have a job. So, we'll see what the next... That's like every week somebody signs, so it's like they're just taking their time.
Let's talk about your potential for being a closer.
Yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere. Teams
Yeah.
have called and are just spitballing ideas, and then multiple teams were kind of like, "Hey, would he be interested in this, or what would this is what we need?" And there's a couple closures on the market too, and then it was like, "Hey, we know his personality and this and that. Would that be something you would think about?"
You have closer energy.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at this day and age, you go out there and throw 15 pitches for 1 inning and get 3 outs in the game and then yell about it. It's not far off from the energy I can put out there, I guess. So
I love closer energy. Like they turn off the lights.
Yeah, I mean,
and then there's flashing.
You got to have a
and
whole
there's
thing.
flames.
It's a whole
It's a
gig.
production.
Yeah.
What would your walkout song be?
I don't know.
I would say closing time.
Yeah, I mean,
One last cup of alcohol, so finish
probably not what I'd have went
whiskey
with.
or beer.
It's probably not what I'd go with. Yeah. Yeah.
That would be so vibey, really.
Would it?
And if you got the whole stadium to sing it, that would be pretty iconic.
The
I don't know if that's like a pump
One
up.
thing about that's the thing. It's like one thing about closing is you got to get the job done. Like there's no other.
You have to, yeah, or
but it's fun. Like it's games on the line. Let's go. So we'll see where it goes. There's a lot of people interested in multiple different things. So
yeah.
It's been a weird free agency for me in that situation. A lot of different things have been thrown out there. So we'll see who pulls the trigger on what opportunity and see what it looks like money-wise and all that. Because that's kind of the holdup on everything is the market's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's one kind of guy at a time is going off. And then, all right, that team's kind of done. Now everybody's available. Or whoever was in on that guy is now going to the next guy.
Yeah, there's a few guys still looking for jobs.
Quite a few starters.
All in your age range.
It's kind of weird. Well, and then you get the guys.
I feel like this is age discrimination.
You say that. I mean, the guy
MLB.
There's guys 5 years older than me that are signing that had worse years than me last year.
Well,
but, that's just part of
it's called the senior discount.
But they didn't sign for a discount.
Don't put that in here.
They didn't sign for a discount. So, it's
okay. Mental health check.
teetering.
No shit.
But this time of year when you don't, because spring training, when it's time, it's go as we know and stuff like that. And you're just so used to kind of knowing where you're going to be and all that. So that's always the hard part is you know that you're going to play, but you don't know where, when, and all that. So it's kind of you're just kind of sitting like you're feeling like you're supposed to be somewhere. It's going to
be quick and you're going to have it all figured out and you have to find a rental and then you got to get there and then you got to all this stuff.
It's a lot. So I think the thing is you feel like you're supposed to be somewhere and you're not too.
Yeah.
It's like I'm missing something.
And it's been like clockwork every year. You haven't had to worry about it for the last
few years. Yeah. It's
5.
been a while. Spring training wise, the last
Chicago.
time that I hadn't been signed at this point was my first ever free agency. So it was different back then too. That was awful because I was expecting it. Like when you go into free agency for the first time, you expect it to go. And, it's like.
Did we tell the story about
spend your whole career trying to get there, and then it just doesn't go the way you want it. So that was tough.
Yeah. Can we tell the story about that one time that you got signed to the Twins with like 2 weeks left of spring training? And there was nowhere to stay. We were driving from Jupiter to
Fort Myers,
which
is good. We don't have to travel very far.
No, but I really am trying hard not to talk shit about you in the year 2025. But like, you were such an asshole.
Yeah, it was like your first time in your career where you work so hard to like have that opportunity and it didn't go well.
Yeah.
So it was just pissed
that
me off.
it was hyped up like that was supposed to be a big year for you and all that stuff. And then that was like wild. So I get it. But like in retrospect, I was trying to pack the car and you would have thought that I killed his first puppy because he was like,
That's how you pack a car?
Idiot. Like, so I was like, well, this is going to be fun. And then on top of that, we didn't have anywhere to live. By the way, we had only been living together for a few months at this point. Like this was our first, we were playing house with each other there for a couple months. And this was my first spring training experience and all of that stuff. And we had no place to live. We ended up staying at a hotel for what, 1 night, 2 nights?
Yeah.
But it wasn't a real hotel room. Everything was booked up because of spring training. So they gave us like a fake room where they were testing out different designs. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was funky.
It was like downstairs behind the kitchen, like first floor. So you heard literally everything. Like the elevator was right there. The kitchen was right there. And it was like a project room because they were going to redesign the hotel. Do you remember that?
It was interesting.
And then we
found
a friend of a friend of a friend let us stay in his guest house.
Yeah, but it was like a detached bedroom. Like
off.
It's like it was technically like a wannabe pool house. I don't even know if you call it.
We stayed in someone's pool house.
Yeah, you had no kitchen, nothing.
No, and his wife wasn't living with him because they were going back and forth between Ohio and Florida. Like they were starting the retirement process. And so she was still had like a couple months to work or something like that. So he came down. So we went to like his country club and ate dinner with him on St. Patrick's Day. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yep. And then you would be gone all day and you had the car. So I literally just I've read so many books in that 2-week span. And
so weird 2 weeks.
I would lock the door and he would try and get in when I was in there. And I was like, Lance, he's like trying to get in the room. So that was
crazy.
A weird time in life.
Very much so.
But yeah, Minnesota was an interesting little journey.
Yep. It was a weird year. And then traded to New York.
Oh, God.
Move it all over again.
Yep. And then I got pregnant.
Bingo.
What a good time to be alive. So yeah, well, there's your little baseball update. Anything else you want to add? Anyone you want to tell to go F themselves?
Nah, not yet.
Not yet?
Yeah. In
due time. Is that all of our updates?
I think so.
Nope, sure isn't. I got 2 new goats.
Oh. Yep.
Oh, that was another part of the drama. My grandpa calls me. He's like, "Hey, your goat got turned upside down in the hay thing. What's the hay thing called?
Hay holder.
Yep, that'll do." And he hadn't checked on her in a while, so he's like, "She could have been there like all night long. I don't know how long she was stuck in there. Like, we really need to watch her. Right now, she's alive." Okay, so I'm like, my favorite goat, not Junie. And so we get home 1 a.m., right? Probably don't go to bed till like way after because we showered because obviously we've been in a hotel all day long. And so showered, went to bed. The kids wake us up at like the ass crack of dawn, like 7:30 a.m. That's not the ass crack of dawn, but when you go to bed at 2, and I swear to God, I just opened my eyes and Judge was like, "Lay with me." And I'm like, okay, so I'm laying there with Judge, about to fall asleep again. And Danny goes, "Hey, your goat died." Immediate hot tears spring to my eyes. Why was that man so bored at 7:30 a.m. that he wanted to lie about my goat dying? Because she was perfectly fine. He was really going to make me a hot mess the second I opened my eyes. So I've thought about that every day since he's done that to me, right? I got him back. There's a trend on TikTok where you take a video of this like random man who looks a little creepy and he doesn't have a shirt on, and you like FaceTime. So it looks like he's FaceTiming you, right? So I called Danny with that and he was like, "Hey, what's going on? Little did I know, my grandmother told me this later, they had been watching this show Tracker, which is apparently like these people get kidnapped and this man has to go find them. So she genuinely believed that we were kidnapped and that there was some man in my house. And so, was it the funniest joke to her? No. Did I get him back for saying my goat died? Yes. So right now I consider us even. I don't think he does. So I'm like on high alert for anything that comes out of that man's mouth.
Yeah, he's the type to, if he's not one up, then
my pranks are more elaborate than his. He just lies, right, for a reaction. I am like, nah, I'm going to pretend like my water just busted all over this floor and watch you react to it, you know?
Yeah, you like to see.
I like physical comedy, you know?
Yeah, you like to see him.
I like to see him squirm.
Yeah.
And it's great. So, yeah. Oh, one more thing, and then I swear I'll shut up about this. Just a little mini farm update. We added 2 new goats. I think their name is Linda and Gigi right now. Rumor named them. It has screwed everything up, truthfully. It has, because Lou is pissed. And Lou has been really nice to us the last couple of weeks.
Lou's the mini horse.
Lou's the mini horse, sorry. But I think he thinks I'm a goat because he's tried to murder me 2 separate times this week. Loves Lance. Worships him. King of the mini ponies right here, okay? Me, every time he sees me, he tries to bite me or kick me. So I have thrown off the hierarchy here by adding these 2 goats. And so he's trying to like gain back his dominance, but it's on me. So that was something I wasn't expecting. So yeah, there's your little Lou update. I've been calling him Lucifer and Glue, because glue sounds like glue also. So I'm really pissed off about it. But anyways, that's our update, I think, unless you have anything to add.
No, that's spot on.
Yeah. You want to play a game next?
I love games.
Okay. We're going to play a game.
It's game time.
We're going to start this segment by answering some follower questions because I asked my Instagram, not anonymously, because I had no idea what to talk about today. And to be honest, I was a little nervous to come back and do this again because I'm annoying. So I asked my followers and they gave some pretty good questions. So we are going to do that first. So someone wants to know our favorite places in each city as restaurants, kid-friendly places. What pops in your mind? Let's start with Chicago.
One of the favorite food places was Bavette's.
Yes.
We enjoyed that one.
A really nice, swanky little steakhouse. It's really dark in there. It's like speakeasy vibes. They're big on their like oysters and stuff too, right? That's kind of a thing that they do.
It's a little seafood.
Yeah.
Or like what do they call it? The towers and all that.
Mm-hmm. Seafood towers and oysters and all that stuff. Really good cocktails. Yeah. So we snuck away there probably more than anywhere. We really aren't that cool. I should like preface this whole thing by saying a lot of times we don't really get out that much. I feel like that's surprising to people. Yeah.
Well, most of the time when you're whatever city you're playing in, you don't really have
my stomach's growling.
Networks for like people to watch the kids and stuff like that. So when you're there, it's like, hey. Yeah.
Chicago was good because my family could come up, and when they would, they'd watch kids, and then we got to have a little date night, and then we always went to Bavette. So that was a good one. A place that came to my mind. Okay, I keep blanking this damn thing. I am like a breakfast burrito connoisseur. I'm like always looking for the best breakfast burrito. And I will say my number one is at a place called Drunken Bean in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Jalapenos. They have the crispiest hash browns in there. That's important. You don't want like gooey hash browns, and you need a little bit of crunch, and you need a little bit of spice. So I really like that. That was my favorite. So was their coffee good? No, but we went for the burritos.
Yeah, coffee was standard.
It was mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it turned into a wine bar, but we never went there for that.
No, usually busy at night.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, another place that came to our mind, spring training is really where we have a little bit more freedom because he doesn't have to be there all the time, all day long.
Well, we have no night games, so that's the beauty. You actually have like a normal life in spring training.
Yeah. You have like hours. So you like leave in the morning and come back at night. Yeah. So it's like
it's the old 6 to 4, and then you can actually do dinners and stuff like that.
Yes. So we love Steak 44 and have loved Steak 44. Mm-hmm. What was that barbecue place that we loved?
Oh, man. To look it up.
It wasn't like Sweet Baby Ray's, was it?
No.
It was after a barbecue sauce. Dave's.
It was Dave's. Famous Dave's.
Famous Dave's.
It was a good barbecue place.
When I was pregnant, we ate that all the time. It was great.
Yeah, so that was...
Even when I wasn't pregnant, we ate it all the time. That was good.
Yeah, it was only on one side of Phoenix at the time, too.
Yeah.
So it was on the west side.
There was also a breakfast place. Biscuits Cafe. We went there a lot too.
I'd say Arizona spring training is probably like the time. Well, you can go everywhere from one place, so that's the easiest and nicest.
Oh, there was another place, Seattle Biscuit Bitch.
Biscuit Bitch. You just like the name.
I do. I just like that it's bitch. And then when you go in there, they're like, "What do you want, bitch?" And I'm like, "I'm home."
Your order's that, bitch. Stuff like that.
Hey, bitch, your order.
Come get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to be talked dirty too. I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
A lot. Those are things that pop in my mind. Now, if I really sat and thought about it a lot longer, I would come up with some better things.
Yeah, there's off the top of your head.
Yeah. We didn't really go out much in Texas.
What about the place in Miami where it turned into a club at night? Salty Fish or
Sexy
something?
Fish.
Sexy Fish.
That was fun.
It was good
Should I tell my story?
It was good food. I don't know. I wouldn't.
Can I tell my story?
The Mookie one?
Yes.
I mean,
you already halfway went there. I'm going to tell it. Okay. For whatever reason, I was very passionate about going to Miami and having like this grand experience in Miami, right? I was like, I want to shake my ass on a yacht. We were going there for the
World Baseball Classic.
World Baseball Classic. And I was like, I'm not taking it. So literally everybody else but me was like, oh my gosh, this is an honor. This is great. We're going to take all of our children. This is such a great thing for our children to see their fathers, like wholesome ass stuff, right? Not me. I was like, nah, these kids can stay here. I'm going to Miami, okay? And I'm going to dress like a slut and I'm going to shake my ass on a yacht. Was that the experience? No. Because everyone was like, baseball, baseball, baseball. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's why we're here, right? I know. I'm the worst. Y'all can drag me for that. I don't even care. I was going through some shit, okay? I had red hair, if that tells you anything. Red hair and like 7 more tattoos than I had previously. So.
Yeah, like a week before.
Literally. I was having a whole identity crisis. I just had my 3rd kid. So, yeah, going to Miami. Playgirl Central. Anyways. Turns out I'm not young. We go to Sexy Fish. And honestly, it was super cool. It was like you were in this giant fish tank and the bathroom there is absolutely gorgeous, right? As time progresses, it gets darker and louder and all that stuff. And Miami is just like a freaking vibe. Like people are half naked and all that stuff. And
just turning into a club.
It's turning into a club. There's this man that walked out and he had on horns and no shirt and leather. Like actual strippers are like coming out of this thing. Tell me why one of them looked like Mookie Betts.
I think you just had it ingrained.
I have the photos. Like I don't want to be disrespectful to him or his wife because he's a great person. But again, I told you I was going through some things and I was currently drunk at Sexy Fish after, like, I didn't want to leave. Like, we had already eaten. I'm like, no, like, this is getting good, right? Like, don't kick me out of the table.
Full show. Like, there was like a...
Yes. So I took a picture of this man and for whatever reason, I was like, his wife's here. I'm going to show his wife. No, don't do that. If it's me and you see a sexy stripper man that looks like my husband, show me. I'd eat that up. I don't think his wife was like.
She gave you a courtesy.
She's like, haha. And I was like, yep. I want to die.
Just met you.
See you later. And here I am talking about it again now. I'm going to regret this, but.
Then we became teammates later that year.
We did. And she's a very nice, classy, beautiful woman. So, and so's he.
Yeah, he's awesome. So it was funny.
But yeah, I drunk Diamond was like, oh, it's Mookie. So, yep. All right. Anyways, I got hot telling that story. I think I'm a little embarrassed. Anyways. Okay. Now they want to know our favorite stadium food, which
that's going to be
you don't know about.
Your domain there because I don't get it.
Did you not try tachos one time?
Yeah. I like a good, yeah. We had them sitting down in the clubhouse.
Yeah. Two things that come to my mind. Every time at the White Sox game, I would always get their beef nachos and they were divine. I always had to buy a helmet though. Like there was not real things. So do you know how many like little White Sox helmets I went through? They were so good. I got them in every game that I went to. And then at Busch Stadium, they have tachos, which are tater tot nachos.
Loaded tots,
learning those existed was probably like one of the highlights of your baseball career for me.
Beer nachos.
Beer nachos.
Or tachos, one of the two.
The first year I started dating Lance, I gained like 10 pounds because all I would do was like drink and eat in the stands. And I went to so many games that you weren't even playing in.
I don't play but once a week.
Yeah, no. I went for dinner. I don't know. But I did. I got a little chunky there.
Always around dinner time, games are. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Makes sense. That's how they get you.
100. I would just eat tachos and drink beer. So yeah. What about kid-friendly places?
Baseball wise?
Yeah. In the cities that we've lived in.
Like things to do and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I'd say Chicago was
Chicago was really good. One. We went to every zoo they had.
All the zoos.
Brookfield and
you got Lincoln Park, right?
Lincoln Park.
And Lincoln Park in general. All the parks, there's parks everywhere.
Parks everywhere. We went to the ice cream museum.
Yeah.
We went to is it Willis Tower now?
I don't know what they named it.
The tallest tower in.
Yeah, the picture thing. Or, where you stand out on the glass.
Yes, we went there. We took the kids there. They like that. Yeah. Chicago was very kid-friendly for the most part. Yeah. We talked about the Fort Worth stockyards. Mm-hmm. That was fun. That was really fun. Lively got to sit on one of those longhorn bulls.
Yeah.
That was cool. She was very into horses that year too, so she got to like ride a pony and all that stuff. So that was fun. I didn't get out much in Texas when we actually lived there.
No, as we were gone back as
kids are older too. Lively, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this kid. Someone gave me this kid. I'm supposed to make sure it's okay. I can't go out in public.
Feed it, bathe it, clean it. That's about it.
Couldn't even do that to myself. So, yeah, didn't get out much in Texas when we were there. There was some breakfast place that we went to a lot, but I don't remember what that was. St. Louis is a really kid-friendly place also. They have the children's
and stuff downtown.
What's that called? The house.
Shoot.
Fun house. Magic House.
Magic House. I think that's it. I think it's Magic House.
That was fun. The kids loved that. It's hard to keep track of your children in there, so bring multiple adults with you.
Yeah.
Because we lost one a couple times. The zoo there is really good. I don't know. There's lots of stuff. Okay. Madeline Mason would like to know my monthly favorites, and I'm going to tell her what they are. TV shows, travels, and products. So, the TV show of this month for us has been Landman.
Technically, it was last month because we knocked it all out.
Well, you tell your favorites at the end of what you've been doing all month. Okay. So, what we did all January was watch Landman. And listen, Billy Bob Thornton, did you know that he had swag like that?
Yeah, he's been doing it forever.
I liked it. You mentioned that when we were watching it too. You're like, man, he's like, cool.
It's like he could do that in real life.
Respectfully, I feel like in previous roles that he's played, he was gross. Yes.
I mean, that's kind of you're looking at like Bad Santa and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he had that.
He looks like he smells in other things that he's in.
Yeah. On Bad Santa, he's a fall down drunk the whole time. So, yeah,
exactly.
That looks stinky.
In this one, I got it. I was like, okay, Angelina Jolie, I see you working. Yeah.
So if it fits, you felt like, okay, he's something that.
Well, he's
worked.
like telling off the cartel, and I was like, oof, get him. You know?
It makes you feel like in real life he's just a smart ass like that.
Yeah, I like that. Clearly, that's my vibe. So
there you go.
Next, what else did we watch? I think that was really it.
We were one show, like
At
we
a
watched
time,
it all the way
kinda
through, and then we're
people.
on to the next one.
I personally enjoy Only Murders in the Building. You follow along with me sometimes.
I'll watch it.
It's funny. It's really funny.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. So, yeah.
That's probably pretty much what we're watching now.
All right, travel. So, since we went to Jackson Hole, I think we should say what our favorite parts about Jackson Hole was.
Okay.
Go first.
I like snowmobiling,
Yes, we went snowmobiling.
but that's about it.
Yeah. That's all
Downtown-
you liked?
No, downtown Jackson Hole was cool when we spent the day. We spent a whole day
Yes.
down there and doing all the.
Okay. So I guess I should say when we went, we stayed in the village,
Yeah, I guess that's what.
which
they call
was like predominantly skiers, which is why there was no like snow bunny there. My sisters were not there. Okay. It was all like sporty people. And they were like, what are you doing here? I'm about to go yeet myself down a mountain and you look like an idiot. Right. So that was not where I belonged personally.
downtown. There was more, I guess, touristy downtown.
Yes.
But the resort was like they're there to ski, and then
they're there with their families. They come here for generations and generations. And
isn't it one of the most sought after places to go ski too?
yeah, that's
So,
what
like,
our guy said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I did not vibe at the village per se. Downtown was amazing and everyone was really, really friendly. We went there at like 8 a.m. and didn't come back home till like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
We went to the breweries, we shopped, we went to Kimosabi.
Made up all the spots.
Yeah. Lance got a hat. Looks so
I
good.
did.
10 out of 10. And you got some boots.
I did. I needed some boots. So I have boots, but
Yeah, you
You
need
always
some
need
black
more.
boots, so you got some boots there. So yes, if you go to Jackson Hole, 100% recommend going downtown, which I feel like that's what anyone would do if you're not like a skier.
skier, hiker, whatever.
We ate at the Cowboy Bar, the
Yeah.
steakhouse, $1 million. What was it called? $1 Million Steakhouse at the Cowboy Bar.
That's it.
Checks
That
out.
sounds right. It was good.
Yeah.
I mean, downtown, that whole experience was awesome. It was so
was.
cold though.
So cold. It's like
-4 that last day.
-4. But it was like a different cold than it was here at home.
Right.
I don't know how to explain that.
There's no real wind, I guess,
No.
either and stuff like that. So it was like
Because even
cold.
when we went snowmobiling, it was
Tolerable.
11 degrees.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel terrible. We saw elk. I almost said moose.
Well, we
That's
did see
different.
moose driving in,
We did, but not.
but like elk, we saw them with
And some eagles.
a couple eagles.
Majestic.
They are, aren't they?
It felt
Like an
really
America's bird.
American.
Eagle. America's bird.
Yeah. That was supposed to be my eagle screech.
Yeah.
Then
That was good.
Didn't
That was good.
manifest. Sorry. Okay. And products. What was your favorite product of the month of January?
That's a you thing.
Okay, I'll take over. I wrote them down. I've been really into the Patrick Ta Left Him on Red. It's red blush. I think it'd be good on everybody's skin tone. Okay, try it. Also, I'm on a hair growth journey. As you can see, I'm a little bit darker than I used to be. I'm trying to go no bleach 2025, okay? Because my children have absolutely wrecked my hair. And then I went red when I was having a mental breakdown, as I previously said. Then I made my way back to blonde. So now my hair is just really dry. So I've been going on like a little journey of health and wellness. Okay. So Redken 25 is something that I have really been enjoying this month using. And the Amika hair mask in the blue tub. That one. And last thing is the makeup thing. House Labs, which is Lady Gaga's brand, in case you were curious.
I was.
Foundation is amazing. And I've heard about it for months and months, and I've never tried it. And then for some reason, I was like, you know how you get the uglies from January to March, and you just look at yourself and you're like, so yeah, I've been buying a lot of beauty products because I'm trying to combat the uglies. It's not going well, but we're just a couple months away from March, and we got this, ladies. So yeah, House Labs Foundation. It's like a satin finish, and I really like that. I'm wearing it today. And the blush. And the hair stuff. So
There you go.
that's that for me. I think that's all of the follower questions. Would you like to move on
Let's do it.
to curveball
Oh,
questions?
curveballs.
Yes. We're just here to have fun today. We're getting back in it. So we're just going to have fun. I hope you're okay with that. You ready?
Yes.
If you had a reality show, what would it be called?
Shoot. No idea. You go first.
Lynn Sanity. Lynn for the win. Lynn's for the win. See ya. I'm assuming I would be in your reality show.
Yeah. The whole crew?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We don't need a reality show.
Our kids are wild. But
There's
they
no
probably
part of
sell
us that needs any part of a reality show.
They probably sell some TV time, our kids.
Yeah. Kids, there's no way that Danny would not be a part of a... We'd get canceled
man.
so fast if he were just to be able to speak freely.
Yeah, you get canceled quick.
Real quick.
Quick cancel.
Quick. Anyways, if your life had a walk-up song, what would it be today?
That's it.
Today. How are you feeling today?
I don't even know the name of songs. We've already done
Sing it.
this. Sing what?
Oh, going back to walk-up songs because you didn't like the closing time.
Yeah.
I always say this, but I don't know if it's like, it's the vibes, but it's not the words. I feel like the words are contradicting to what we're trying to do, but it's that one that's like, da 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 da
That one?
da 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 da. Let's drop. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm talking about? Vibey, but then it starts talking about the downfall of us all, and like we don't want a downfall.
Right.
We want to.
Yeah, you don't want to suck. Yeah, well,
Yeah. So if we could just
Pump
like
up,
edit that
pump
part
it
out,
up.
that would be cool. But like the beginning would definitely be cool.
yeah.
So yeah, but your walkout song for today, mine would be Pink Pony Club because
Never stop singing it.
I do never stop singing it. But I didn't sing it there for a couple months, but the Grammys were last night and I watched it and Chappell Roan was on it. And I get down with Chappell Roan. So, can we talk about something else really quickly? This is probably going to be irrelevant by the time that this episode comes out. So we'll just clip it and post it tomorrow. But Kanye West's wife, did you see that? I showed you.
Yeah. That was interesting.
For anyone who doesn't know, she was naked.
Yeah.
That was the cringiest thing that I've ever seen in my whole entire life. And I could not talk about it. So I'm sorry. And if you Google it, I'm also sorry for that. I was also very sorry for her nipples because just not a comfortable. And I'm all for like free the nipple, tits out for the boys, whatever. That was different. That was cringy. Okay, that's all I had to say about that. Okay, your walk-up song for today. Are you feeling country today? Are you feeling rap today?
Most of the
Are
day.
you feeling
Country most every day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unless like I'm about
yours
to,
is somebody pour me a drink? Like as soon as you open your eyes, that's what you're singing.
no, it's like
Is that
always.
Posty?
No, it's yeah. I'm into his country album. I like it. I think he did good.
Me too.
He did it with the way he was able to bring other musicians in with him country wise and all that. I liked what he did
I
there.
agree. Even Beyonce.
Yeah, he did it.
Another thing. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I don't know. I think I'm tweaking a little bit. Beyonce? Best country album?
Well, yeah.
What do you mean? Well, yeah. There's Casey Musgraves and Kelsey Ballerini and Lainey Wilson in the audience.
Let's be honest. The Grammys are about. That's what the CMAs are for. For the
Country artists.
Yeah, she won that because they didn't let her in any of the CMA stuff. Let's be honest.
They really didn't, which was also odd. I would love to know the politics of all these award shows.
I don't know, because it seems like everybody that at the CMAs, it seemed like everybody that was like on stage or this and that all kind of did, they all collabed with each other. Mm-hmm. Like, or did little, whatever they call that.
Was Post Malone even at the Grammys?
I don't know. I was asleep. I fell asleep while you're watching it. So
I don't remember anyone talking about him, or he wasn't nominated for anything.
He got nominated.
Maybe that's because
he got nominated something with Taylor Swift, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. What song did they sing? What was that one?
Fortnite.
Is that it? Wasn't that a video game?
I don't know. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift person. Is it? Yeah, it is.
A video game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never played it.
I don't know. Don't come for me, but I really don't follow along with her stuff.
In the world of, you either love Taylor Swift or you hate her.
I miss when she just kind of like put out a bop and it was just a good song and I didn't have to know everything about her personal life to understand it. Do you know what I mean?
The backstory of the song?
Yeah. Like,
you're all about a backstory.
There's so many words in her songs nowadays and I'm like, I know Travis Kelce is not listening to all that. Love him, mean it. But no.
No. Love you, mean it. That's a Luke Bryan song.
Yeah, I was telling Travis Kelce that I love him and I mean it. Yeah.
I think you
but
like,
she looked amazing.
Like Jason more than Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she doesn't mean it.
I don't mean it. I'm not mad at the Kelce brothers.
They've done well for themselves.
They're doing great. Yep. Oh, slight beef.
Oh, no.
With?
Which one? The Kelce's or someone else for having beef with the Kelce's?
Wife's name.
Jason's?
Yes.
Forget her name.
What? This is just
disrespectful. Kelsey?
See, that's what I wanted to call her. I'm like, that's obviously not right. What is her name?
I know he started doing a late night show for
and I know
ESPN.
Her name. This is so rude of me. Jason, Kelsey, Kylie.
Yeah.
I kept wanting to say Kelsey too. I knew it was with a K. No, she has a podcast and she's absolutely killing it. And I'm like, I want to talk about that stuff. I want to be honest. So I was like, she stole my bit. And she's doing it better, but I digress. Anyways, moving right along. What's the weirdest DM that you've ever received? You don't get DMs, so...
I don't have the...
What are the weirdest DMs that I've ever received? I will say, like, a lot of my interactions with people are just kind of odd nowadays. Probably because I'm a chronic oversharer. And so people feel very comfortable telling me like the weird thoughts that come into their mind because they're like, oh, Diamond will get this. So a lot of people treat me like people that I've never really met before will talk to me like we know each other really well. And they'll be like, what's up, bitch? And I'm like, hold on. I don't know you. But I'm like, hey. So yeah, there's like a comfort level, which I guess I should be happy that I make people comfortable enough to be like, sup, bitch. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what my weirdest one would be.
Is that how they typed it?
Yeah.
In your brain when they're like, what's up, bitch? They're like, yeah, what's up, bitch? Like that?
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Or a lot of people want to share about like their personal life and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I just give off this like vibe of knowing what I'm talking about, what I'm doing and whatever. And it's like, I don't know how to help you with that. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I'll have to go through my DMs really but I'm also an overthinker. Some things could be totally like innocent, whatever. And I'm like, And then I'll read it to other people and they're like, that's not weird. And I'm like, oh, okay. What's something you secretly love but won't admit?
Secretly love but won't admit?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I enjoy a White Claw, so I'll say it.
He really likes White Claws.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of that.
Every flavor, too. He doesn't discriminate.
I don't. I like to do, like, if, like, was it the variety packs, I'll do, like, I won't just, he'll drink, I'll do them, I won't do back-to-back same flavors.
Yeah, he'll even drink the lime. I like the pineapple and I like the mango.
I don't mind the lime. It's like, all right, if I'm going to have a vodka water lime, it's no different.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my go-to.
Well, what do I secretly love but
there
won't
we go.
admit?
Now you know my go-to besides bourbon, vodka water lime.
Vodka, water, lime. Yep.
And High Noons. White Claws and High Noons. That's my 4 drinks.
Yep. I don't like Trulies. No offense.
Too sweet.
Too sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do I love that I won't admit? I feel like everything that I love is weird and I probably shouldn't admit it. I like to have my toes popped. Is that
like
weird?
all day, every day.
You think that's weird?
Yeah, and I hate when you touch my feet.
I don't know. It's very comforting to me.
Yeah, once you pop my toes, I'm like, no, I'm good. Thanks.
I like when you just hold my feet.
I know.
This has got weird.
Yeah, she's got.
Well, I was thinking of like weird things that like, I don't know, people don't want to talk about. And I guess feet's one of them.
You're like Taylor Swift. You either love them or hate them.
My toes are Taylor Swift.
You either love them or hate them.
Anyways. Oh, I love popping pimples too.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm going to like gross things.
Yeah, you're gross.
I love Dr. Pimple Popper and all that stuff. I'm really weird. It's relaxing to me.
Should have been a dermatologist.
I wanted to be. And then I was like really bad at chemistry. So I was like, probably not for me. I could have been an esthetician. Hey, I could still do that.
There you go.
Yeah. I'll be the breadwinner for a change. Popping pimples.
At this rate, I'm done.
I didn't say that. Oh, God. Here we go. Who is the most competitive in the relationship? You.
What are you talking about?
Did I ever tell the story about how one time I was newly dating Lance and there was a cornhole event? Who was that thrown by?
It was K Cancer. So technically, it's the Motts. Jason Mott started it all, but the Wongs were hosting it that year. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you had been playing with somebody else, and they were going to go on like the Budweiser tour and whatever. So
Yeah.
I had to play with you, and you're playing against fans.
You can't lose the fans.
To me, I'm like, like not taking it seriously even a little
She's
bit.
in the backyard.
I'm not amazing. I mean, sometimes I get little spurts where I'm like, oh, dang, that was good. Like, I don't know. You find your groove eventually. Did not find my groove during this particular time. And I thought it was like cute and funny. The way this man looked at me and was like, and like, you really didn't even talk to me very much afterwards because we ended up losing and whatever. And I'm like shooting the shit with the person. I'm like, I suck. Ha ha ha. And Lance is like, this bitch is embarrassing me. And I was like, oh God. And thus began a long life of
Happiness.
the same thing, just in different scenarios. So, yeah, he's definitely more competitive than me. He has to be. It's his job. I lost my competitive streak. I was actually talking about, I don't know if that's like a thing that's normal, because when I played sports, I was highly competitive. Like I was an asshole. Okay. Like I would flirt with your boyfriend. I'd find him online and like slide into his DMs before I knew that you were coming to play me in volleyball. And I was like, we're just screwing shit up everywhere. Okay.
Jeez.
Savage, right? It was great. No regrets. Very competitive. Now I don't care even a little bit. And I think it's because it was just such a high pressure thing and it stressed me out so bad. And then walking away from it and not having to feel that stress, I'm like, I don't care if you beat me in checkers. It'll all be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as a family, it was stressful.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to suck and then ride home with Danny and hear everything that you did wrong. And like, same with like when my brother played, it was like, it was like the mood was based around the sport and how well you played it. And so I think when Cruz and I both walked away from it, it was kind of like, we don't have to do this anymore. And now we just like chill people. We don't care. And I'm sorry to all those people who I messaged your boyfriend. That was wrong. I'm a healed person now. Okay. Moving on. Was your household like that though? Was it just like, you don't want to go get a snack in the kitchen because your dad's in there and you had a shitty game yesterday? You know what I mean?
We had our moments.
Yeah. A lot of avoiding paths.
I think
Not because we were mad at each other, but it was like, I don't want to hear. Cruz didn't want to hear that he missed a freaking layup or, you know what I mean? And I hit a ball in the net and you want to hit that ball in the net.
Mine was, so you had, it's good and the bad's happened. I think mine was always if you like, it was always if you didn't feel like you gave your best effort. That was when you like, you wanted it. You're like,
How does he know when he gave your best effort?
That's what I tried to tell him, but.
All right. Well.
It was just one of those things where you did not quit until the game was over type thing. Good or bad. Yeah. I think it's like giving, like in baseball, you can give away at bats and stuff like that. Just because your team's up, you're like, there's no purpose behind certain things. Yeah. So I think that's what it was like, just staying locked in until the game was over type thing. Yeah. And that was giving the effort until it was in. Which you can tell.
He was really clocking your shit.
Which you could tell. You can tell when you're up by, your team's up by 8 and you're in there having an at bat and you just literally try to.
He wanted you to be that kid in PE thinking it was the Olympics?
No, it was like, hey, we're winning the game and you're having the at bat, so take the at bat the way it's supposed to be taken. Like, get a hit. Don't just go up there swing for no reason type thing. Oh. The purpose. I always have a purpose type thing. And the purpose is to finish the game and literally.
Do you do that in your professional career?
No, because I was taught not to do that growing up. But I mean, you'll see. I mean, there's at bats that could be more professional and stuff like that because the game and where you're at in the game dictates guys' mood. Yeah. Okay, that goes back to my whole entire point. Yeah, so I was taught at a young age to always finish, compete with everything you have. Okay. So that was it. Those were the things that.
I was just told I sucked, so.
I mean, I was told that I've sucked quite a bit in life too.
God, we need therapy so bad. Okay. What's the wildest thing your kid has said or done recently? Listen, my kids stay saying the weirdest things every day. I'm trying to think. Lively had a little kick there where she only wanted to talk about death. And that was trippy for a little bit.
She's terrified of it.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know.
Somewhere.
Where that came from, really. But she was saying some like really deep things for a 5-year-old. She's like, but if you die, what'd she say? If I die, then I'll be alone and I won't be with you. And I was like, what do you say to a 5-year-old about that? Yeah, so that was deep. And then for some reason, she keeps thinking Danny's going to die, which I have no doubt that he probably said something stupid like that to her. And it rings in her head every now and again. So yeah, that was a weird month where she kept doing that. And it was like random times too. So I was like, whatever. I know that wasn't lighthearted like you thought it was going to be. I'm sorry. I just killed the vibe. I feel like Rumor said something funny the other day, but I can't remember what it was. And Judge is just talking now, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rumi says a lot of funny stuff. I really need to start writing it down.
She's always talking shit to me.
Yeah. Literally.
Always.
She likes to call us crazy.
Yeah.
She had on a Valentine's Day pajama shirt today, and I was like, do you just want to wear that to school? You can put this over it. She goes, these are pajamas, crazy. I was like, okay, well. So she's been crazy one lately. It's that middle child. Are we all afraid of our middle child or just me? She terrifies me a little bit. And she's the most like me, I think.
She sure is.
It's hard to say. So Lance and I both went on Audra Lance's podcast over our little break, which I've never been on a podcast before as a guest, so that was fun. And she asked, like, which of your kids is the most like you? And I'm like, that was a hard question for me to answer because I know I just said right then that Rumor is the most like me, which...
She might be.
Yeah. But I feel like me and you are kind of similar in some ways too. So it's hard to decide what...
Rumor has looks like you the most too.
Yeah.
So I think that's why people say that too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. I don't know. It was a tough question.
They all have a little bit of everybody in them.
Yeah. Pray for us. If you could only watch one TV show for the rest of your life, what would it be? I don't know. Okay, so it's really fun to go back and like watch some of the shows that I was obsessed with. Like, for example, Gossip Girl was just put back on Netflix recently, and I loved that, right? Obviously. It is the cringiest show I've ever watched in my whole entire life. Watching it with adult eyes, I was like, what is this? I could be swayed because of the whole Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni thing, which is just getting messier by the minute, really. It's really dumb. It's really a dumb show. And I wonder how much of it shaped me in my youth and cringing internally, just thinking about the influence that it had on me. And now watching it back, I'm like, oh my God. Anything like that for you? What'd you watch when you were young?
I don't know. Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Something like that.
What is his name? Zach Morris?
Yeah. AC Slater, Screech.
Ooh. Screech was a porn star.
You got weird afterwards, huh?
Yeah. Damn. Mario Lopez still looks good. Why are you smart, kid?
He's like...
We saw him in an elevator one time.
We did in New York. He was doing the, he's always on hotel movie guide things, doing the movie thing. So he was doing that.
It was kind of a funny moment when we saw him too, because the elevator was too full. So we're like, oh, we'll get the next one. And then we just kind of both looked at each other and we're like, is that Mario Lopez? Yeah. We're like, yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah. We watched that one show with, I don't even know his real name.
Zach Morris?
Yeah, what's his real name?
Oh, man.
God, we suck. We watched that one zombie show with him.
Yeah, only made it one season.
It did.
He's in a new one. He was, when we were in LA, he was friends
Mark
with...
Paul?
That's
his name? Mark Paul. I don't even know how to say that. That's his name?
We're in LA with some people knew him.
That is not a name that I've ever heard in my whole entire life. So for that to be his real given name,
somebody's messing.
And this is the first time I'm hearing it. What is that thing when your reality changes? Like the Fruit of the Loom. Everyone's like, no, there was never a cornucopia. I have to quit talking. Do you know what I'm talking about? Mm-mm. What is it? It's like things that you've known and remember so strongly, and then you realize that it was never that. Like the Bernstein Bears. Apparently it's not the Bernstein Bears, it's the Bernstein Bears or something like that. What is that called? Gosh, you guys suck. Okay. Someone will know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. Did in your brain that something exists that doesn't?
Yes, like mass groups of people will remember something one way, and then like they'll say, no, it was never like that. But so many people remember it being that way.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
like the Fruit of the Loom, the underwear company, everyone remembers that all the fruit was in a little, is it called the cornucopia? All the fruit, the tag and the logo was all the fruit in a cornucopia. The company has come out and said there was never a cornucopia. Everyone in the world swears that there was, right? So now they're trying to say, I hate you, that was one timeline where there was, I sound woo-woo. I have to quit talking. Moving on. Just Google it. Anyways, would you rather give up coffee or social media for a year?
Social media it is.
Bitch, I'm addicted to both. I don't know. I probably wouldn't function without either.
Yeah, the 24 hours TikTok went out.
I was fine. Honestly, I wanted TikTok to get banned because then I was like, I can have my life back.
But then when it came back, the rabbit hole you went down on where it went and why and all that.
Yeah, there was some
Just made it
shady
worse.
stuff there. That was a weird situation. Well, it was kind of strange that they were like, the data, China has the data. And then this other politician got on there and was like, yeah, this is like a big propaganda thing. And it was like, well, that's not what anyone was saying. You were saying it was because they have our data. And now you're saying it's because we all talk and find out things on TikTok. So that was like a weird little slip of the tongue there. And then, I don't know, does Mark Zuckerberg own it now? The theory on the street is that it was only down for 15 hours because they had to change the... God, I'm so stupid.
Servers.
I'm not that. So now...
So they changed it to American servers.
Something like that.
And Mark Zuckerberg bought them out. And then now
Maybe, but there's been no like evidence of that. But now like Facebook has a TikTok and people are like, oh my God, my timeline's different, which I didn't think that my timeline was any different.
Mm.
But
and all that data's shared, right?
Yeah, but the crazy thing about it, they were so worried about our data and whatever, and then we were kicked off of TikTok. We couldn't access it, but our profiles were still on there.
From other countries.
So like there's people in freaking Australia that could watch me doing a stupid dance in my chicken coop, but I couldn't do anything about it. So it was like, it felt very invasive, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So it was pretty crazy. Yeah, but now it's back. Like it never left. That was such a strange time. People were going crazy, like tears on the internet. I didn't cry about it. I was like, you know what? This is good for me. This is great for me, actually. I will remember my kids' names now. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I learned a lot on TikTok. I know that sounds stupid, but I kind of use it as like a Google machine. Like I wouldn't have chickens if it weren't for TikTok, truthfully. You wouldn't have any of that out there, Lance.
Thanks, TikTok.
It's a little blessing. Mm-hmm. What could you not give up in comparison? Like if not social media, what is one thing? Coffee or baseball?
Yeah,
You'd give up
it would
coffee.
It'd be like watching ESPN or something like that.
Yeah.
Give or take, because that's my social media.
Yeah. That's so lame.
Is it?
Yeah. What are you addicted to?
Just loving you, babe.
That's the biggest lie that's ever been told. You don't care if I live or die.
No, I
Just kidding. Well, that was good. Lance loves him some coffee. Do you want to know his coffee order when I first met him?
Oh, the white mocha. Mocha.
He used to like a little pump of white mocha in his cold brew. You stopped doing that, though.
I did. I don't know why.
I don't know why you did.
You made fun of me.
I did not. I did no such thing.
Mocha choco
I
bullshit.
think you
Remember
genuinely were like, black coffee's healthier. You went on a kick there and then never went back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, now it's just cold brew.
You enjoy a punky cold brew every now and again.
Pumpkin spice.
Surprise?
Latte. Pumpkin spiced latte.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get any this year.
I don't think I did either. I don't really like Starbucks anymore. I like 7 Brew. If you guys haven't tried a 7 Brew, 10 out of 10 recommend.
Mm-hmm. They do a good job.
They do, and I get a free one all the time.
You go a lot, though.
I do go a lot, but I deserve it. All right. Well, that's the end of our icebreaker curveball questions. So, moving right along. All right, we got a new segment for you. It's our little sports segment, and we are working on a name. So, be my focus group. Diamond on the Diamond. Lance on the Diamond. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to jump to it. So we got some sports and baseball questions for our in-house sports expert, Lance Lynn. We need the claps.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here.
Right.
Okay.
Pleasure.
Anyways, we're going to talk a little bit of baseball.
Okay.
As per usual. What is a baseball rule that needs to be changed immediately?
Wow.
That shit's too long. Game's too long.
They've done
7
a good
innings.
job. The 7 inning.
Yes.
I don't think they'll ever go there.
Get up, stretch, go home.
Yeah. What needs to be changed? Baseball rule. I don't know. They've kind of done a good job of, well, especially with the pitch clock thing. They did a good job of changing that. I got nothing.
Really?
Changing.
No complaints? I don't even know the rules.
Yeah, I mean they've changed a few here of late. You can't pick off. You can't pick off more than twice unless you get them.
Is there a new weird rule that they were thinking about implementing?
Yeah, they didn't do it. So
it sounded stupid. What was it?
They're calling it the golden batter, I think, or something weird like that, where at a certain point in the game you can pretty much sub your best hitter in for someone.
That sounds stupid.
Right. So I mean, well, that would be the one I'd change if it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just, and we're getting a little outrageous.
Yeah, that's dumb. You just made me think of something though. This offseason, who have the Dodgers not signed? They've signed everybody but Lance.
Yeah, everybody that's not available. Yeah, they've done some.
They have like,
I don't know what they're doing, but they've figured
mega
out.
team.
They've figured out how to. They're deferring money. They're doing all kinds of stuff to.
Is that allowed?
Obviously, they figured something else that either no one else has the guts to do and or can't afford to do it. I don't know what it is. So it'd be interesting to see the breakdown on how they're able to accomplish what they're doing and what it would look like for their future. Because they've got, I mean, Shohei deferred $698 million or something like that of it, or something crazy. So, yeah, they have, I think they've put a damper on some other owners' moods to where they don't even want to sign guys because it's, what's the point?
That's crazy.
That's what it seems like. I don't know. Seems like when they started buying everybody this winter, everybody kind of was like, all right.
Yeah. It seems like every time I saw of somebody signing, it was like, oh, the Dodgers. I was like, that's a lot of people on a team.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of a crunch. There's gonna be some. They're gonna have some really good guys that are young in AAA that should be in the big leagues, but it's part of the gig.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be very interesting to see. Anyways. What is the funniest thing that you've ever seen happen during a game?
Funniest thing, I'd say whenever you get like an animal running on the field where they can't catch it and stuff.
You've had like a rally squirrel, a rally cat.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a goose or something? There was a goose at the Dodger Stadium, wasn't there?
Yeah, you get some birds that fly in and land midday in Chicago.
Yeah.
Um,
Streakers. What about streakers? How do you feel about streakers? Have we ever talked about this before?
I think that like we've talked about getting on the field. Like if you're going to go on the field,
then it better be butt naked and it better be entertaining.
Stay off of it. But yeah, no, I would say animal wise is probably you see some people trying to catch animals.
Mm. Yeah, didn't a cat like scratch a bat boy or something?
Yeah, you go get a shot.
Yeah, that's crazy. If you could steal one player's skill set, whose would it be?
I mean, the easiest one of all time is Ohtani. He does everything. So, like, if people ask you, like, why is he so good? It's like when you're, like, the best player on your 12-year-old team, when you hit and pitch and do everything, he does that at the highest level of all time.
So,
like it's like, I don't even know how to explain it.
Do you have regrets in your life for not continuing to work on your hitting?
No, I mean, the ability to do that was never something anyone was going to let you do. But now it's like everyone wants to be obviously wants to be the next Shohei Ohtani. But when you're growing up, it was like there was always going to be
one focus.
There was like you did both, and then you went to college, and then it was like, hey, but now college teams are changing because their roster are smaller, so they have to have guys to be able to hit a little bit too to have deeper rosters. So the game's changing for that. Where growing up, for me, I played first and hit and pitch, but nowadays, or it went for a while where you had guys that only pitched in high school, which didn't really exist when I was growing up. Like you were supposed to play, like you played multiple positions and stuff like that. And then now it's kind of going back to that. But it had a phase where it was like, hey, you're a pitcher only.
Yeah.
So it's kind of goes in waves though.
Remember when you were a switch hitter?
I did do that for a minute in the major leagues. Yeah.
You almost hit better the other way.
Yeah.
Lefty?
Yeah. When I grew up, I switch hit a little bit, and then I was coming back from surgery, so my elbow hurt so bad to swing right-handed, so I had to hit left-handed, and they let me do it, and I got a hit.
You did. It was a good one.
I was like 1 for 12 and 10 strikeouts or something like that. So I don't know. I mean, I struck out a lot either way. It didn't really matter.
Yeah. I think you went up there and tried to strike out, no?
There was times in the middle of the summer where it was like, hey, let's foul a couple off. I'm not trying to stand on the bases. It's 100 degrees out here.
Oh, my gosh. What's your biggest superstition when it comes to sports?
So for me, my number one superstition is to not have any superstitions. So it's like I will make sure I don't get in any, like, have to eat this on night before game, or, you know, I know there's people that are like that, and I'm just like, dude, you're nuts.
Yeah,
because
I hear you.
Like because I find that it will throw you off. And you travel, you're in different cities, they have different foods, different clubhouses have different drinks and this and that.
I think JoJo used to be like that.
You like what, not having, or like
he had to sit in the same booth at the Pizza Shack and order the same thing and all that stuff every time before a game.
Yeah, and then if it doesn't go right, you're like
mentally ill.
Yeah, and I had some teammates that you can like, oh crap, something's not right today. You can, just because his superstitions.
You have to put your underwear on.
I don't know how I'm
right foot first.
I don't know how I'm gonna. Like you can control like what foot you put in first.
Yeah,
like,
no, I hear you, but
you can't control food. You can't control other aspects of things, especially traveling in cities.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, so that's.
Yeah, you're pretty good about that, but you do have a little ritual as you're playing, correct?
Like,
is that superstitious or no?
We like getting ready to play and stuff like that.
Well, I don't know if you want to share this publicly. It's not anything crazy, but like you have to go like in between innings. You go, you change your shirt, and then
yeah. I
give us the rundown
I wouldn't call
of that.
it a superstition. I think over the course of my career, it's like you find a routine. So there are routines, I guess. Some people.
If you don't do it, are you like, I feel weird?
No, it's just like, it's just kind of like one of those. I think it's like a reset. It's like you try to reset throughout a game because you're like, like I'll come in after my bullpen, and then, you know, if it's hot or whatever, you're going to be sweating out there. That's your longest time of like throwing and being outside. So you're going to be sweaty. So I change like my undershirt and stuff like that.
Like
And
47 times.
no, I think I have 4 undershirts.
Oh.
I have a like.
Did you put another sweaty one back on?
No, you have 4 like clean ones to start the game. And then you have your bullpen one, second, after the second inning, 4th and 6th.
Oh, I thought you did it after every time.
No, it's just like one of those things where it's just because I've noticed like early on in my career, I noticed when I was like, man, my like jersey would like, you would get heavy, you just get heavy.
Yeah.
So it's like a way of like staying fresh.
You don't change your jersey, do you?
I had 2 jerseys. I rotate them.
In one game?
So yeah, you have 2 jerseys each game.
Does everyone do that?
Mm-hmm. Well, everybody has 2 jerseys. I don't know if they rotate them. Like position players will come in and like if you're sweating terribly that day, they'll come in and switch it all out too. It's just all about. For me, I found that it finds a comfort zone where you're always like, you know.
I feel like people want to know this actually.
Yeah,
you never really think about it.
If you wear the same jersey, same undershirt the whole game, like literally, like you're gonna stink. And you feel heavy, like everything gets wet and heavy.
Yeah, because your jerseys are kind of thick, anyways, aren't they?
So
were they this past year? What happened with the jerseys? Was that last year?
What's that?
Or the year before?
Year before they had the new cuts.
And weren't they just like something happened in the factory?
New company bought the rights to the jersey. I think it was Nike, and they said everything's custom. Your custom fit.
Yeah, so, but everyone hated them. Were they too thick or too thin or too something?
Remember, they were like the white pants were see-through in spring training.
Yeah, I remember that.
But they said that they did a cut for like you have your name inside stitched in. Every year they say, hey, you know, do you like the length? Do you like this and that?
Oh.
And then they were saying that they were custom to you, but they were literally, what ended up being happening is there was only like 4 cuts. And it was like, no, these are not. And then everybody was used to having them fit a certain way. I was like, hey, they're like, oh, that's what you wanted. And we're like, and then you had your old pants and you're like, no, they're not.
Yeah.
So I was like, don't lie to us.
Completely different quality, right?
Yeah. It was like, I think that what happened is they got a little overwhelmed with how much customizing they had to do. And they just sent out like 4 basic cuts to just have stuff there. And then some of the jerseys weren't even ready, like the actual jerseys with your names on the back and stuff like that. So, and then they had the smaller names on the back and stuff like that. So it was a whole little thing there for a minute.
That got weird. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. I think that wraps up this segment of, what were we calling it? Dymin on the Dymin. And next week we have Ashlyn Berger. Why are you smirking?
I'll be there for that, right?
No. In fact, you're just going to come in for sports and baseball questions from now on. Unless I don't have a guest.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, that wraps us up here for our second installment of Dymin in the Rough. Next week, we have Ashlyn Berger coming, and she's going to talk about her sweet little baby Penelope and probably their trade to the Texas Rangers. So I'm really excited to talk about her. Lance won't be here, and I don't think Jake will be here either. I really just want to talk to the girls. This one's for the girlies. So any closing notes, Lance?
Yeah, if you're looking for me next week, I won't be here.
Where are you going to be?
I don't know. You just told me I won't be on next week.
Oh, okay. So. Did you have fun? Are you happy to be back?
Yeah, I missed it.
You missed it?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, so much.
He's so lying. Oh my gosh. He does everybody else's podcast though.
Do I?
Yeah.
It's easy to just
It's
come
like
on
you're a permanent guest. I just sit here and ask you about yourself the whole time.
Right.
And try really hard not to talk over you. So yeah. Alrighty. We'll tell the people bye.
See you later.
Yeah. Like, follow, check out our YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. Leave me a comment. Tell me you love me. Tell me you hate me. Do what you got to do. Engagement is key. And we will see you next Tuesday.